Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? Dan from Trading with Dan here. This is our Bitcoin morning update. So we shall go straight over to those Bitcoin charts. So is today the day? Are we finally going to break above $36,000 today? As you can see, yesterday we did actually lose this trend line again, but we are getting supported at the at the support levels, and putting in relatively higher lows. That's the one I'm looking for, higher lows relative to these lows here, and obviously these lows and this low. But yeah, so that is all looking good. It's all looking good until it isn't, but hopefully it will stay looking good, and hopefully today is the day we can make that move. We are getting very, let's just extend this along, we are getting very mature within this formation, and volatility has obviously collapsed pretty much. So we are expecting an expansion of volatility, and that doesn't necessarily indicate direction, but we would hope that direction is to the upside. So yeah, I feel if we do get up to, if we get above this wick here, above 36,000, above this horizontal top side of this resistance, I think that will be enough to probably trigger quite a quick move up towards 38,000, and then we'll decide what we do at that point. Do we just consolidate around 39,000? Do we come back down and test the $36,000 area? Do we just break through after a short period of consolidation? We shall have to see. Will we basically gun for the upper side of this potential channel? That is also a possibility, but first things first. Let's just hope Bitcoin has got the strength to put that move to the upside, and obviously not to the downside, because things will look very dicey if we do. If we lose this, obviously, if we lose this $33,000 level, things will not be looking good. But if you want to go back over to Ethereum, Ethereum is on a tear, as you can see, against BTC, which, if nothing else, is a indicator of relative confidence in the Bitcoin, in the crypto market, which then, if people have got confidence, that will then indicate that they are expecting Bitcoin to break to the upside. If we have a look how far we've moved off these lows, we have moved 25%. 25% against Bitcoin off the lows. So from where we are now back to the recent highs is only another 18%, and our actual target is, actual first target is basically roughly around 25%, about 26% there. So yeah, we could be seeing some big moves for Ethereum here. This is assuming Bitcoin does take that move to the upside and not the downside. Clearly, if it moves to the downside, this will a lot of this will most likely be quickly reversed. And then, yeah, I mean, a lot of confidence will drain out of these markets, and that will be reflected in the higher risk altcoins. So yeah, we've got to obviously keep our fingers and toes crossed that we do break to the upside. But I do think that is the most likely scenario. But yeah, we shall have to see. DXY is not really helping us out here. It is moving upwards, but I just will remind you though, not that I'm trying to always put like a bull sugar coating on everything, is that this is the DXY is basically a currency pair mainly against the euro and some other currencies. That is not necessarily against real things, and obviously it does have an effect on real things like commodities and Bitcoin, for example. But ultimately, it's realistically just measuring the dollar against the euro. And if we look at the whole of Bitcoin's history, it's pretty much gone up. If we look at the whole of gold's history, it's pretty much gone up. The whole of oil, everything is pretty much gone up, regardless of what the DXY has done, because the DXY is not measured against real things. It's measured against other POS fiat trash coins. So yeah, just bear that in mind. But nonetheless, we do want this coming down to indicate risk on anyway, at least, and then that risk on can translate to higher prices for risk assets. Bitcoin dominance as well, looking good here for us, looking good for us crypto enthusiasts. Yeah, we just got to lose this level, I think, and then we will confirm basically these as just a lower highs relative to the overall macro trend that we've got going on from all the way here. And then, well, then I mean, if we look at this as a downward move, look at this as a bear flag. Well, wait, I mean, this is percentages, so it's difficult to literally actually draw on, but yeah, I mean, we won't put it on, but it's a pretty substantial move, put it that way. And realistically, I'm only necessarily gunning for the mid 30s at best as percentage wise. But if we go anywhere lower than that, then we are going to be in absolute Bitcoin euphoria. I think this only realistically happens. I think we only realistically get into the 20%. If we actually have a flipping of Ethereum of Bitcoin, and I'm not about to tell anybody whether I think that will or won't happen or offer any view, because I don't have a view. If I had a view, I would offer it. I'm quite honest and open with my comments. I just don't really have a view as to whether it will or not. I've never really put much thought into it. Hopefully it does. All I'm really bothered about is that the whole of crypto market moves up, and then obviously ideally Ethereum move up more. But if it moves up way more and flippins Bitcoin, then yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that'll obviously be great. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, I think we'll only get into the 20%. If mid 20% if Ethereum was to flip Bitcoin, and yeah, I mean, if that happened, that would be great. That would be fantastic. Don't get me wrong. But like I said, I'm not making a call on that. But anyway, nonetheless, if this is looking like we can potentially start to make a move, start to make a serious move down if we obviously lose this horizontal. I don't particularly want to draw in a trend line here, so I'm not going to do it. But yeah, obviously that would be a bit lower at the moment. But yeah, looking like altcoins are going to start getting some attention. Surely at some point as well, the whole Polkadot ecosystem's got to start like doing something. I know the Kusama parachain auctions have been going on, and certain coins have been getting on there, but they need to hurry up with that. I mean, that could spur on the whole next the next big interest in crypto, but yeah, I mean, they just need to hurry up. Just need to hurry up. That's all. What else you want to look at here? I mean, the S&P, as you can see, was that the pullback, and then bought quickly back up, indicating obviously what people are thinking in this market, just onwards and upwards, crack up boom. Gold as well had a little pullback along with that as well, but now looking to reclaim those gains. Same with silver, as you can see, obviously pull back, looking to reclaim those gains. But yeah, I mean, realistically, I think the dollar is set to have the potential to come back down from these heights, and that next trending move potentially to the downside. A trending move. I'm not saying the next move is going to be a trending move to the downside, but if it is a trending move to the downside in the dollar, then we are going to get potentially our big last massive blow off top. And I mean, yeah, I mean, this could literally, this pullback, this sell-off in the dollar could last, well, we could end up down here, about here, September, October time. And yeah, I mean, so that gives us a good few months of crazy rallies before we potentially go into a winter of discontent. And then we shall see what happens when, yeah, I mean, maybe what will spark it is high energy prices, people having to heat their homes, or who knows what the trigger could be. But I think there are potentially going to be inflation-related triggers going into the winter once we get through this reopening honeymoon period for markets, when yeah, it's basically when they can try and pretend inflation is transitory. And if it turns out to not be transitory, which we all know pretty much by getting into the winter time, there will have to be some serious thoughts to raising rates, which basically I don't think they can do. So but they can't obviously let inflation run away too far. But the general as a rule of thumb, what you have to understand with central banks is that basically deflation is a real enemy. They have no tools to fight against. Inflation is just a crazy wild horse. They assume they have the tools to rein it back in. They can just raise rates, but they pretty much will destroy everything. But they can rein in the wild inflation horse. They can't basically re-bring back to life the dead deflation horse. So they'd rather have the wild, crazy, running away horse than basically the dead horse, because there's nothing you can do with the dead horse, obviously. So yeah. So anyway, let's have a look at those stochastics. 4 hour looking good, moving up, looking good here. 10 hour turn back up. This can get obviously turning back up now, so it can get going. 12 hour not turned back up yet, but looking to turn back up. Daily still moving up nicely. 2 day moving up. 3 day moving up. 5 day is that moving up? Is that up? Yeah, I'm not sure, but either way it's down there. Weekly down there, but obviously potentially moving up, and then obviously higher. So I mean, we are just looking at flipping this 12 hour and 10 hour and 12 hour, and at which point I think we are gonna that will obviously any holding price action up here or in between this $35,000 to $36,000 level will turn those back up. And then I think we will get, my guess is we will get a pop to the upside. And yeah, and then it'll be a case of how high do we go? Do we get up to 39K, consolidate there, or pull back, and then have a forward check, a back check, and a pay check? Yeah, that is my bias, as you can tell. But yeah, that is it, guys, for this morning. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I shall speak to you guys soon.